Okay, I'll go ahead and jump into this. The goal for today's class is to kind of demo some of the features on the Moxie mobile. So people often ask, do we have a Moxie mobile app? And we don't. And one of the reasons is because Moxie's responsiveness. So Moxie works really well in mobile. So it's called an app-like experience using Moxie in the browser. So that's some of the stuff I'm going to cover today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the functionality and do some demos for you first, and then we'll dive into how you add the Moxie, Moxie Engage to the home screen of your phone. And then I'll leave you guys with I have a page already built, a training page on the hub with tutorials. We'll put this class recording. I have some other short recorded videos. We'll put that on the hub. So keep in mind, so for this first part, I'm going to show some functionality. And this is the first class on Moxie Mobile, and it's just the second class we've done from a cell phone. So if the cell phone messes up, I'll jump over to the browser and show you the mobile version in the browser. So I'm going to go and start sharing right now. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to show everyone how to set up the Moxie mobile version on your phone, and it's not an app, it's you just going through the browser. So this is the mobile version of Moxie Engage dashboard. So when you go to engage.jvgo.biz, takes you to the new dashboard. We discussed some of this last fall in the Moxie Engage Spotlight project. I'm going to go through and show you now all the different how the dashboard looks on the mobile version. So the dashboard, the arrangement is customizable, so yours may look a little different than mine. Like you might have the calendar at the top and the stay in flow second. But here's our stay in flow module. This is the module that prompts you to reach out to your contacts every 30, 60, 90 days. This is what the sales flow looks like on the mobile version. So you can actually jump into one of these categories, marketing, prospect, active, pending, and view the contacts in that category and click into and look at more information on that person. We have our goals completion, which we also refer to as a GCI model. So sales coaches talk about visiting your money every day, not the money you've made, but the money your goal you want to make. So you're able to view your goals here. We have our task and to-do list here. You're able to create task. And so if I've created a task here, I can also edit these tasks, add due dates. Once I've added a due date, I can add that task to my calendar, and it adds it to your Moxie calendar, which then syncs over to your Google Calendar. And you can see I can also search for people and associate people, contacts, to this task on my calendar. And then I can edit details. And all you simply do is once you're done, you click back to my task, and that saves it. There's no save button. It just kind of auto saves. And we go to our calendar here. Remember, your Moxie Engage calendar syncs or mirrors your Google Calendar. So anything you put or add here will then sync over to your Google Calendar, which is also should be syncing to the calendar on your phone, iPad, computer, anywhere you've added the jvgoin.com Google Calendar. So if I wanted to add events, I would click on the settings icon. It would take me to the full calendar version, and I would add an event there. I'm not going to demo it right now because I don't want it to kick me totally out. But you click on the little gear settings icon, that brings up the Moxie calendar, the full Moxie calendar. Then we have the activity feed. So the activity feed is going to be one of the most valuable pieces to the dashboard besides the stay in flow module. So activity feed, it surfaces your client's activity within your campaigns. Are they opening your campaign email, so your newsletter? Are they opening your neighborhood news? They're going to start adding click-throughs. Are they clicking through to your neighborhood news landing page? Have they created saved searches on your website? And then at some point it's going to be, are they visiting your site while signed in? So the goal here is you go through your activity feed after your stay and flow module every day, and let's say you can see Edward Tull, that's me testing it. But maybe Edward is one of my C contacts and I don't reach out to him often. I see a lot of activity, so I'm just going to go ahead and click into that contact from here and call him. And then last on the dashboard is the My Listings feed. So one of the things I like about this is a fake listing for testing purposes. But since Moxiworks syncs up with the MLS, within 2 to 12 hours after publishing or your listing to your MLS or your board, it'll show up in your listings feed. And this is the listings management portion. So I'm going to test this here. If I'm going to click on this fake listing, this is going to open up my listing management piece in Moxie Engage. You can access this through my account, but it's much easier to access it through the listing management portion now. So here you can see we have share, we can click the little bullhorn, which is Moxie Promote, which builds a Facebook ad. What I really want to show you right now is the share feature. So when I click share, that gives me a listing to my property profile page for my listing. Sorry, it gives me a link to the property profile page for my listing. Even if I don't have a Moxie agent website, I can take this link, I just click on it, it copies it to my clipboard. You could paste that directly into Facebook, and Facebook will take your main property image and the property information and pre-build that post for you, and then also offers a link back to this page. So if I create a tab as a test, so this would be the property landing page. So someone from Facebook clicked on that link in Facebook from that post. It's going to bring them back to this page. They can sign up for neighborhood news. They see a location, walk score here. And scroll back up, where they can either contact the agent, right? They can save it. They can share this listing out to their friends. So it's kind of a cool feature where you can take, a lot of people manage Facebook from your phone. You're able to grab that link from the phone and post it to Facebook. So it'll take a second. So that was kind of a quick overview of the dashboard with a couple of the features, right? We're recording this, so we're going to post this to the Moxie mobile page in the hub and the NLT. And we'll be doing further training on Moxie Mobile. But the main thing that I want to show you guys today is, if you're in Stephanie's coaching, right, your momentum breakthrough, your coach to call 5 or 10 people every day. Well, who do you call? When do you call them? How do you schedule that? That's always an issue. If you say call Edward on the 1st of the month in your Google Calendar, then I'm going to know I'm going to start expecting a call from you the 1st of the month every month. So what's nice about the Stay and Flow module is Stay and Flow, it says reach out to 5 people every day. So it presents you with 5 people to call, text, email, set up a neighborhood news, add to a campaign, etc. every day. Now to set which people you're presented with, you click on the little gear icon and the cadence, right? Are you someone that's calling your people every 30 days? 60 or 90. So you can say, I want to call these people every 30, 60, or 90 days. And what that does is it randomizes when the contact is presented in the Stay and Flow, right? So it's not this person is on the 4th of the month every month, or this person's on the 5th. It randomizes, right? Now, currently, the segmentation kind of for your people are, this is your sales flow, marketing, prospect, active, pending. That's your sales flow. In my class, I try to teach everyone to put your contacts, your clients, your A, Bs, and Cs into marketing, at the very least in your A's, and then start moving them through the sales flow as you have you have contracts with these clients. So if you select this, so if you've selected marketing, active, pending, and you're moving your contacts there, that's an easy segmentation. Because what you don't want to do is a Stay and Flow module to present you with 500 people. You want it to present you with the people you're actively marketing to. So give me a second. I'm going to stop sharing and reshare. And we're back. So I'm doing this from my phone. I have an Android phone. So yours will look similar because it's in Chrome, but and everything should act similar, but I'm one of the weird people with an Android phone like Aaron. So once you've selected, I'm going to call it 60 days. You've selected the people you want to talk to. You can put your leads in there. You can do past buyer, past seller if you're using that segmentation feature. But my hope is that you have your past buyers and past sellers already into your marketing flow. Once I click done with settings. So here I'll go to my daily activity. Okay, I go into my stand flow. I have 5 people. I have my task person here. So it says reach out. If I click that drop down, it's gonna, and I have a phone number associated with this contact, it's gonna prompt me to call them. Now, if you click call, and on almost any phone will recognize a mobile number. If I click the mobile number, that's gonna bring up, you know, my dialer on my phone. This is my Android dialer. If I would rather text them, you can click onto the contact and you can click the 3 dots, and this is on an Android. iPhone will have its own option, and I'm gonna get a recording on an iPhone for this. But I can go ahead, instead of doing that, I can just send a message to them from here. So you can call and or you can click text. For Android, you click the 3 dots and you click send message. So I could send a text message from here. Ideally, you're calling them, right? I know Stephanie's coaching for that. So once you're done and you've made the call and you hang it up, some phones will take you directly back to your dashboard. If not, you just click the back button or just go back to the dashboard screen. So once I've clicked on the call, the contact button, it's going to bring up this log activity feature. So here you just take your notes, like let's, you know, so they want to list their property, right? And then I'm going to click done to record this call, right? So this description, this recording is also going to be in the contacts activity on the contact in the contact profile Moxie Engage. So I'm going to click cancel here actually because I don't want this person to disappear. Once you click done, they'll have a checkbox and they'll disappear from your stay in flow and they'll resurface either 30, 60, or 90 days later. But what I really love about this is it's real quick. You click out, reach out, call, dial. Once it's done, record that, right? Done. Oh, sorry, cancel because I didn't put anything. So you record that interaction. If you need to do more, or if you need to schedule something with this person, you can go ahead, you can click into the contact, right? You could move them to the pending zone and say this person's I've already, so if that person was marketing, right? And I just called them and they said, hey, I'd like to talk about listing my property. I could move them to the next sales zone, right? And then from here, create task, or just simply click back to the contact profile, just like you would on the desktop version. You can add subscriptions, you can edit the profile, you can add a transaction associated with MLS number. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to get too far into that. We'll let that process. If you go back and you're on the mobile version and you need to get back to the dashboard, there's a little drop down in the top right that allows you to jump all the way to dashboard. So really the meat of this class and the point of this class is adding Moxie Engage, right? Engage.jbgo.biz to the home screen of your phone via the browser on your phone because there's no app. The phone is app-like, meaning it's responsive. And this gives you a really easy way to reach out to the people, you know, that you've selected in your sales zones every 30, 60, 90 days. And it makes it really easy just to click to call. Log your activity. Click into the contact if you need to click into the contact. You can schedule appointments with this contact via Moxie Engage. You can add a to-do on the dashboard and associate this contact to a to-do. Like I've done here, this test contact, I have a to-do tomorrow. So it's a fun way. I've sat on the couch and as a test for for hours, just trying to manage a good bit of this beyond my just calls in the morning from my cell phone, and it works pretty well. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, so Terry, I'm showing at the end how you add it to your phone, just because that's where it'll kind of get, everyone's a little different, because some people have different phones, you have different operating systems, etc. So, and then I'll also show you kind of how to and who to go to get some help. I've also met with Beth, and I've been showing her how to do this, and so she'll be able to help on some of her workshops. And then the office managers will have these instructions as well. So does anyone have any specific questions about just this dashboard and the use of some of these features? And you can unmute now if you want, because I've been going kind of fast. I'm fairly excited about the usage of this mobile.
Edward, I do have a question. On my listings,
yes.
Can we add our commercial listings there?
We're working on that. Commercial comes a little different even on our website, and Moxie and those feeds are a little different. So we are working on making sure that commercial properties feed in correctly, because typically these, our website and Moxie is looking for residential.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any way to set this up like on an appointment type deal where you make your contacts, but then you have that linked over to your phone to give you reminders that, okay, you need to call this person on this day, call that person on that? Because I kept trying to figure out how to do that, and I have not been able to do that.
Well, the like the daily, the goal is that you come into, you open up your dashboard in the morning, and it's not sending notifications to your phone, but it's presenting you with the 5 people you would call that day, and you just reach out from here. So this isn't actually, it doesn't sync with your calendar, but you go to the Moxie Engage dashboard, which you set up on your phone, and you just reach out to them, and then it kind of randomizes the next communication. Now, if you have to schedule phone calls, like for a transaction or like an appraisal or a follow-up, that can be done in the to-do list. You can add a task, right? And then edit that, and you can set a due date. Click on the calendar, 15th. My phone's gonna blow up tomorrow morning. And I'm gonna add to calendar. And then I'm gonna associate that with the person I'm calling. So that'll create, like if you have a specific to-do to call this person, you can do that. The other ones are just kind of reaching out, staying in contact, part of your 7 touches, so to speak.
Okay, but this to-do list, it does not like send a reminder, say, hey, call me now or whatever.
Well, the to-do list, when you add it to your calendar will give you a reminder.
Okay.
I'll show you, now that I show the main thing, I'll go back to the calendar because it did work. So if you're trying to add events to your calendar or invite people to events, under the calendar tab, you can click view. You give it a section, a few seconds to load up, and then you can add events. Right. Set the time, and then search for people in your database you want to add to it. So from here, I'm able to, let's say, I'm scheduling an inspection, or I'm scheduling a follow-up, or I just want to meet with the person. I can add that to the calendar, and it's going to add it to your Google Calendar and send them an invite to your Google Calendar. You hit create, and that's done. And then I can just jump right back to my dashboard and keep working.
I can chime in a little bit, Edward, and kind of address what Samantha's talking about. My recommendation to really use Moxie, all of our tools effectively, is make the dashboard a part of every morning. Make it your place that you plug in the morning. You put time on your calendar that you're logging in here, because we're going through a couple of steps here, but this is your place that reminds you not only of those to-do lists like Edward just outlines, but it'll show you the people you haven't reached out to recently. So maybe if you haven't filled your calendar for the day and you're going to make some extra phone calls, it can be the place that helps you decide where those should be. It can be your place that you see which of your neighbors are really engaging neighborhood news and reading the full report. So they should be moved to the top of your list priorities because they're eager to learn more about the real estate market. As you incorporate more and more of the tools that Moxie Engage has available to you, if you make this place, this login place, this screen where Edward's showing you your place that you pop in every day to get your day organized, you'll be able to more effectively use all of those tools to build your business.
Well said.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, like what Aaron's talking about, the activity feed, and I didn't do this earlier. I'll show you. Here's my activity feed. I can click here, and it's going to take a second, but I should be able to click into my. Sorry, I'm not. So wow, this isn't. It's not showing up. It's opening up a pop-up window, so it's not showing it on the when I'm sharing my screen to this Hangout, but it'll take you into the contact, and you can see what they're doing on your website. You're able to view their activity, click to call, etc. And then someone said, I don't have a pending listing, but I do. So Terry Richard. So anyone on the call, if you ever are in Moxie and you don't have a listing showing up on your listings feed, if it's missing every once in a while, there's a delay, or maybe something's missing, and it happens with Moxie and the website. So for Moxiworks, send an email to support@moxiworks.com with the MLS number and just say, hey, this isn't showing up, and they can typically resolve it. It doesn't happen a lot of times, but when it does, you send that email to Moxie, and they're able to resolve it fairly quickly. So I'm going to get off the phone here. Okay. Jump out. I had the phone in the meeting and me in the meeting. I was really expecting that to implode on me, but it didn't, so I'm excited. So I'm going to share my entire screen. I'm just going to share with you guys the resource site. I'll send this out after the class. This resource page for Moxie Mobile is now available in the training dropdown. We have the Moxie Mobile resource page here, which we'll put the class recording here as well. It'll also go into NLT. Quick introduction. We have some iPhone and Android instructions. Now keep in mind, we might have, how many people we have on the call? 24 people. We might have people with 10 different versions of iPhone iOS, meaning, like, is anyone, if you relate to Windows, is anyone running Windows 95 versus, Windows 10? So if you haven't updated, every time you update your phone, these instructions can change a little bit. So that's where we can help you with this. But typically, for iPhones, because the majority of users are iPhone users, you're going to want to launch Safari, which is your web browser, which is the iPhone web browser. So on iPhones, don't use Chrome, use Safari. So when you launch Safari, you're going to go to, engage.jbgoin.biz, right? And I have this listed here in the instructions. That's the homepage for Engage. And then it'll ask for your Google credentials. So you basically are logging in with your jbgoin.com Gmail account information, and it's going to send a text to your phone, or it's going to ask you to authenticate, which is the two-step verification. And it may auto-authenticate, or it may send you a text message with the code that you then enter. Once you've entered that, it'll take you to Moxie Engage. So here, and for the iPhones, we have our intern working on the iPhone recorded video of this, and we'll post that here. But really, once you're on a web page on an iPhone, I call it it's a share box. It's a little box with an upward arrow, and then it gives you different ways to share or what to do with this. And you click Add to Home Screen, and then Add, and that basically puts the JBGoin or the engage.jbgoin.biz website on your home screen as an icon. I'll jump back to my phone in a second just to show you what it looks like on my phone. And then all you're doing basically is you're clicking on that to log in. It'll prompt you to just say which email address to use. Click on the JBGoin email, similar to the browser version, and you're on Engage. The Android version, the main thing, it's the very similar process with the Android version. Just remember, on Android, you have to use Google Chrome on Android. So iPhone, you have to use Safari. Android, use Google Chrome. And I'll even show you. And so on Android, whenever you get to Engage and you've logged in, you would click this little Add to Home Screen button here. And then that is going to add it to the home screen of your phone. And like I said, all those images you just saw, those are being added to the Android instructions here. And then we're recording a video on how to add to iPhone. Also on this page is just it's a quick video on the Stay and Flow module that I just showed you. So it's a really good way to go back and reference kind of exactly how to use the Stay and Flow module to reach out to your contacts on your phone. Now, if anyone wants to, while you're on the call, like I said, this, you could navigate to your phone, and we can troubleshoot some of this. So if you have questions and you want to add this to your phone now, I can either help you or kind of point you in the right direction. Like I said, if anyone's waiting on it, if your phone is trying to update, right? At any point, if your phone's trying to update, I recommend updating your phone first before doing some of this, because it's going to make it a lot easier. But if you'd like to go ahead and add it to your phone, or if you have any questions about your phone, I can answer those now. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go back and show you from my phone.
While you're pulling that up, Edward, I can just share some best practice that I really love too. If you guys have started utilizing campaigns, a number of you are using the open house campaign or the warm buyer or warm seller campaigns. Those campaigns are a series of emails that are pre-written for you that allow you to automate follow-up with folks you're trying to turn into clients. Something I love is if you've set those up, it's really easy to go in directly to this mobile Engage on my phone, and when I meet somebody at an open house, for instance, add them as a contact, label them appropriately as an open house guest, and it makes it really easy for me to automate that follow-up and stay on top of it.
Aaron, that's a great point. Because
One of my best favorite
dashboard. I'm gonna demo what Aaron was just talking about. So a lot of people will get the third-party sync app, or people on Android phones, you can add people directly to your Google Contacts for JBGoodwin, so it syncs up with Moxie. Or you can add directly, if you've added this to your phone, you can just go to My People, let this spin because this phone's connected to like 3 things at the moment. So once you get into my people, at the bottom left, you have the add people button, and you're able to add their information here. I'll do a real quick one. So once I click done, I've added that person. And similar to the desktop, I can go in and categorize, organize, and subscribe. So I can move this person into my marketing. I can go ahead and add the groups right here. So this is what Aaron's talking about. If you should not have as many groups as I do, but I'm testing every day. But let's say you have an open house group in here, which I do somewhere in the bottom. You can add them to your open house group or listing people from your open house. I'm just going to go to campaign test group, done. So I've organized them into a group. Sorry. And then I can even go through and set up a neighborhood news subscription from my phone. Add subscription, add neighborhood news, quick. Fill that out, click done, and we've added them to neighborhood news. So yeah, Aaron brought up a good point. You meet someone, you can go and add them directly to Moxie Engage, categorize, organize, and subscribe them right here, and organize into any group where you've met them. What lead, I use groups as a lead source segmentation tool.
I mean, picture that you're in an open house and within 5 minutes of someone leaving, you've added them to your database, you've subscribed them to the newsletter, you set them up for neighborhood news, and you can you send the first email out, because if you set up your open house campaign once and you add them to that open house group that it delivers to, their first email from you that looks like you took the time to write it says, "Thanks so much for coming to my open house." And then it follows up 7 days later, and then again 7 days after that. We have a ton of campaigns. Warm Sellers, one of my favorites. I hear a lot lately that we have open house guests that come in and, well, they're just the nosy neighbor, so they weren't the ideal client. I love nosy neighbors. You guys know that. So they're the nosy neighbor who's looking because they're thinking about selling their house 6 months from now. We have a campaign that's a 6-month follow-up to people who are thinking about selling in the future. So you can really make it very easy for you to effectively follow up. And of course, you're going to layer on top of that, adding it to your dashboard that you're going to call them and do that additional follow-up. But within a few minutes, you can be set up to automate some of that follow-up to stay front of mind.
Yeah, I love that because, we're all using the newsletter. That's just one of the reasons we use the newsletter group to subscribe people to the newsletter. So it makes it faster. Mm-hmm. And also, if you want to, like Aaron was talking about, if you want to get into the stay and flow when you're using your sales flow zones as your stay and flow segmentation, you can't see me, but you just click on the contact, like, you click on just around the contact name, and then this is where you can categorize as client, create marketing plan. Are they brand new? They're none of these. They're not past buyer, past seller. And then create plan. And so now this person is in my marketing zone. They're going to show up in my stay and flow module because I have it set to reach out to people marketing every 30, 60, 90 days. It's 30, 60, or 90 days. I have 60 selected. I keep saying that. I don't want to confuse anyone. But like I said, I'm gonna create more of these. I'm gonna break some of this down into quick videos. I usually kind of split up the class, and I'll do some more quick videos and add them to the Moxie mobile page. So really, the goal for everyone here would be to add Moxie. Let me jump out here too. Let me jump into this. I was looking for twice fried chicken wings. I don't know if I caught that. So add Moxie Engage to your phone, right? I'm going to demo just real quick. This is Chrome. Engage.jbgo.biz, go. It may log me straight in because I'm already logged in. Yeah, it's going to put me straight in. But it'll prompt you to enter your JBGO and email credentials. You might have to go through the 2-step verification. And once you do, it takes you directly to Engage. And like I showed you before, on Android, you're going to be prompted with this screen. Right, here's what you click. If you click the three dots up here, you can add the home screen. And then, oh, I apologize, it kicked us out. What we're gonna do too is I'll send out the page with links to the instructions. The Moxie mobile page has those links. So this page has training links on how to set this up for iPhone and Android. We'll ship this out with the recording after this class. And then if you have an issue, you can reach out to me. I may direct you to DJ or your office manager as well. They can help you get set up. Beth is kind of incorporating this into her workshops. And ideally, we will do some in-the-office workshops if you want to come in and get some help with your phone and get that set up, and then kind of practice calling people. Well, does anyone else have any questions on that? I know that this is still a kind of an introduction. Keep in mind, this is still an introduction. My goal today was kind of demo the features, right? We went pretty in depth, and thank you, Aaron, Aaron and I forget, it's been a little bit since we were in class. It's a pretty good tag team because Aaron really relates it to your daily and sales, right? So I think that was a really good relation on, why you should be using it and how you should use it in your daily business. And then, at the end, my goal is to kind of start showing you how to add it to your phone. But I think it's going to be kind of an individual task for a lot of people because of the different phones and different operating systems. But we can help you with that. You can email me, edward@jbgoodwin. I'll help if I'm unable to. Like we need real IT, then DJ will help you. And like I said, maybe it may take coming into the office and asking you a few questions there. I'll make sure the people in your office have the resources so they can answer your questions. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope we got some breakthrough people in here that are going to now start calling every day from your phone. And if you're not in breakthrough and haven't been, I'd suggest it. I hear it behind me every day. Stephanie's back there, so I'm getting coached every day like you guys are. Any more questions?
Any questions, team? Raise your hand. Who's going to start using Moxie Mobile? Good job, guys. Oh, look at those virtual hands.
Yeah, that's good.
I love Google Meets Masters. Well done, you guys.
Well, awesome. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming in to this class. I got a passion for the tools. We can develop these tools for you guys. And if you have any questions, feedback, I always say y'all own Moxie. So it's built on agent. It's developed based on agent feedback. So use the tools, give me feedback. I talk to Moxie and we help improve the product. So, well, thank you guys. Like I said, I'll follow up with an email, and y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Edward.
I have a question before you run.
Yeah, go ahead. Any questions? I'm still here.
Yeah, just a real quick one. You talked about using this on the phone, but can I do this on my iPad as well?
Yes. Oh yeah. Any mobile device.
Thank you so much.
The iPad you pretty much you can use the desktop version.
Desktop version?
Well, you can either way. The iPad, it'll look a little different. It'll be a little wider screen. Now, the only difference is your iPad set up you can manage contacts and you can do presentations and everything, but to call them, your iPad has to be connected to some type of phone service or some type of VoIP service.
Is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And you're good to go on your iPad. Be easier to read.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, cool. Yeah, if there's no more questions, I'm going to kind of mute real quick, and you can email me, edward@jbgoodwin, if you have anything, if you need any help.
Thanks, Edward.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Edward. I'm going to stop recording then if no one else has any questions.